earlier spoke about, how HR buyers should define the problem and the users, the problem that they're trying to solve. But often we get questions on how should HR leaders pitch technology procurement to management. What are your views on that?
Good question. Good question. And a lot of them really struggle with this. It comes back. You're right. It comes back to the problem. But it depends on how we've been able to quantify the problem. Let me give you an example. We've got 3 HR employees or HR managers, and we're all looking at learning technologies. We're told by our manager, we must digitize. We have to digitize. Everyone's remote. We've got to digitize. Add technologies, yes. So. And all the HR managers say, okay, learning and development. Manager A says, I need learning technology. So they go and they look at learning technologies and think, oh, they see something that they think is going to work really well, and they build their business case based on the features of the technology to say, well, against the argument, well, we need to upskill. There's a labour skills shortage, blah blah, and we need to digitize, so this is the best tool. Manager B identifies that the learning that is necessary, they have an older population. It is not a highly mobile population, but the skills issues that they're going to have will be magnified because there's no way of capturing that knowledge before the older people leave or share it with younger employees. So the problem that they are looking at is, while they're looking at upskilling employees, the problem is a greater challenge because they've got older workers who may or may not be as tech savvy, or choosing to use technology as part of their learning journey, and a way of capturing the knowledge. Now they're able to quantify that. They're able to understand and put in a business case much more effectively what the technology will offer them. Okay, we can already see the criteria for that technology will have some type of knowledge management component. A way of capturing the knowledge of existing employees, sharing it with younger employees, at the same time as options around the interface and the modes of delivery. But also, so that already is a better business case, a better choice of technology to be able to get managers to say, yes, we're happy to buy that, because they can see that the tool that has been chosen is defining a quantified problem. So we don't necessarily worry about quantifying the technology, we have to quantify the problem. The next, manager C, however, understands that they've got a younger workforce, highly mobile, that learning and development is as much of a retention tool as a development tool, and therefore the types of solution that they're looking for, the type of technology and the functionality is quite different to manager B. And of course, manager A, it looked good. It was a bit of a random sort of shotgun approach to looking for a technology. So you can see between B and C a very different solution, still a learning and development solution, but a very different one for the problem. And both of them are able to quantify their problem to be able to justify the technology, but how they are doing so is quite different. I think another thing that we need to do, so that's the most important thing in my mind to be able to get management to sign off on technology, is understand your problem enough to be able to quantify and define the solution and quantify and the value of the solution that you're proposing. The other thing that's really important is something I've also mentioned before, and this is this cross-functional work. If you go to management, to an exco or something, and asking for money for technology, and you haven't spoken to legal, risk, IT, obviously, finance, procurement, then you should not be expecting to be approved. When you go for an approval, you should already have socialized the idea and got their input and got their backing on what it is that you're doing before you present it to them. So that it's, first of all, saying no is very hard for them, but it's a good yes because you're presenting a united front. So if you've not done that, before you speak to management about it, go back and talk to the people who are necessary for making sure that costs are managed well, technology is managed well, risks and legal requirements are managed appropriately, and that the process that you are undertaking is consistent with procurement processes that most companies have in place, specifically for technology. So that for me, they're the two things that are most important to get a yes from management.